Today we will be studying the concepts of perimeter and area. First, let's discuss perimeter. Perimeter is the outside edge of a figure. So for our first example, we can see that the outside edge is completely on the outer edges of this figure. We can see that there are 2 units on one side, 2 units on the bottom, 2 on the opposite side, and 2 at the top. Your perimeter is calculated by adding the outside edges of a figure. So we see for this example that the perimeter equals 8 units. The area, as we've discussed all year long, is what's inside the figure. So we look at how many square units are inside the figure, and we see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4. This area is made up of 4 square units. The perimeter and the area most often are not the same number. As you know, the outside edge is the perimeter of a figure. So you must calculate every unit on the outside edge to find the perimeter. This figure is a little difficult and the numbers get a little jumbled. The left side is easy. There's 4. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have all of the other edge parts besides a 4 would equal 8. So our perimeter, if we wrote this, would be 4 plus our 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and 1. That's pretty messy. You'll find an easier way eventually. But let's just count that up for now. So our perimeter is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The perimeter equals 12 units. And I have to admit, I think this looks rather messy. The area will be much easier to calculate. And in the area, we are looking for square units. You know what? Let's just change that up a little bit and let's go with our previous model. So let's look for our area, which is square units. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 square units in this area. So we're beginning to see that the perimeter is the outside edge. The area is the interior of the figure. And the numbers of perimeter and area most often are not the same. Let's try a more standard example once again. So now we have our shape, which has very distinct edges. And we see on the left-hand side, there are 4 units. On the bottom, 3 units. Of course, there's 4 units on the right-hand side and 3 units at the top. So when we're looking at perimeter, this time it's much easier to calculate. The sides are 4 plus 4. And the top and bottom are 3 plus 3. Much clearer, much easier to understand. When we add the units together, we have 4 plus 4 is 8. 3 plus 3 is 6. 8 plus 6 is 14. Now let's think about our area, the inside of our figure. For area, we're always looking for square units. So let's count our square units. We have 4 rows of 3. Now let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 square units for area. I hope that your memory picked up that this is similar to when we were creating arrays. We have 4 rows of 3 objects, or 4 rows and 3 columns. 4 rows, 3 columns equal 12 square units. Let's go back to an unusual shape and find the perimeter. Again, on the left-hand side, we can see 4 units. Along the bottom and the top, there are 3 units. Each of the outside edges, 1 unit. The interior, we have 2, 2, and 2 on that concave side. So for our perimeter, we're going to get messy again. We have 4 plus the 3 from the top and the 3 from the bottom. The 1 and the 1 on the far right sides. And then inside we have 2, 3 different times. Oh my goodness, we're almost out of room there. So our perimeter, let's just add together some of the numbers to make it easier. We have our 4, and the 3 plus 3 is a 6. The 1 plus 1 is 2. And then our 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. So we'll keep narrowing this down. So perimeter, we see numbers that are friendly numbers or work together well. Are 4 plus 6, they're compatible numbers, that's 10. And 2 plus 6 is 8. So our perimeter equals 18 units. The area will be simpler to calculate. So let's again look at this figure and find our square units. We can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are only 8 square units. But look how large of a number the perimeter is. The perimeter is 18 units, and the area of this figure is 8 square units. So don't be thrown off. You'll find unusual circumstances as we're working with perimeter and area. And for our final example, we're just going to go back to a simpler concept. We're going to calculate perimeter only. Figures like this, you will not be asked to find the area. Not yet anyway. So let's look at our perimeter. We'll say that this equilateral triangle has sides of 5. 5 units. Could be inches, could be feet, could be meters. But we're just going to say 5 units for now. So our perimeter, adding together, are 5 plus 5 plus 5. The perimeter for the triangle would be 15 units. The perimeter is the very outside edge of a figure. Next, we have a pentagon. And let's say that our pentagon has sides that are all equal, and they are 4. I think you could probably look at the pentagon and say, oh, there are 5 sides, and each of those sides equals 4 units. So the perimeter of that pentagon is 20 units. I could do repeated addition, but if I know the concept of multiplication, it will make my job much easier. So perimeter is always the outside edge of a figure. Sometimes it requires adding. At other times, multiplication can be used. That concludes today's lesson. Again, with time, with effort, with practice, these concepts will become second nature. You can do it.